Hi, Jehovah's Witnesses. How are you? Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. My people. Thanks very much for watching The Great Apostate. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm tired. I've had a hard week this week. It's only halfway through. God knows, my internet is so shit, it'll probably be next week before this video gets fully uploaded. I wanted to do a new video. It's been a while since... I'm kicking the tripod. Oh, it's been a while since I did one of my fun ones, and I've been on the XJW forums on Facebook, where all the best stuff happens. And they said, this is a great one. What is the most bizarre occurrence you remember happening in your hall? Right. I'm trying to think of the most bizarre occurrence that happened in mine. I think probably Billy Wilson's wife coming in and screaming on the platform that they had stolen her husband because she wasn't a witness. And him looking mortified, and the elders forming this like love circle where they all sort of stood but not touch. The elders, don't touch those women. That would be good advice, actually, if they kept it. And they sort of shuffled her slowly to the door. That was one of the weird things. Another one of the weird things was this disabled kid, who I saw recently, actually still alive, called Timothy Harland. And Timothy, he was mentally disabled, and he used to, he knew there was words he couldn't say, and he'd get in trouble for it. But how are you going to get in trouble for a kid who's profoundly disabled? So he would just wait, like, throughout the meeting, and then he'd just start, and he'd just shout, "Fuck!" really loudly. And his dad would be like, "Timothy, Timothy," and they'd be whispering to shut up, and he'd just laugh this big laugh. Whoa, fuck! And then the whole people, we were just cracking up. You try to be mature, but I was a kid. What can I say? Timothy was a little older than me, and he's still ticking over. I saw him recently when I took my son to the wrestling. Let's see what some other people said. Here is a lady. I'm not going to use names because I don't have that right. Here's one lady said, an overseer was convicted of embezzlement. Ooh, JW funds. Notice they were happy to take their brother to court for that one. If that overseer had stolen the money of ordinary witnesses, let him go. He would have got off with a reproof, maybe. My sister fighting with my brother's secret girlfriend right in the middle of the Kingdom Hall parking lot. I'm not talking about teens here. Everybody was an adult. From the girlfriend in her early 20s to my sister in her late 30s. Our parking lot was shared by another Kingdom Hall, so altogether 3 congregations saw the fight because they fought when the meeting was over and everybody was heading home on a Sunday afternoon. Brilliant! I remember back in the day when I was a kid, somebody, trying to remember his name, no, it slipped me. Anyway, they were a Canadian family who'd come over here. The Dickens. That Dickens family, if you ever see this. You weren't a good family, guys. It's not your fault. You had a wick dad. But anyway, the Dickens family, the second oldest boy, threw this snowball at my head. I was probably 8 or 9. And the snowball was basically a rock with a bit of snow wrapped around it. And it hit me right in the head. And my brother went out and kicked the shit out of that boy. So pleased. Okay, next one. An elderly sister who professed to be anointed came to the memorial with a crown of thorns over her hat. I love it. It was pretty shocking at the time. She'd been a well-known sister and everyone accepted her as anointed. But as she got older, her mind went. Here's another one. A super self-righteous lady in our congregation stabbed her husband. Well, let's be honest, all us husbands. Sometimes we deserve a stabbing, don't we? Dear me. Also, we had a lady that was clearly mentally ill, weren't we all? She used to wear high-top sneakers with her dresses, but she'd try to dress them up by spray painting them black. She wore paper napkins on her head. One time I came to the bathroom and found her naked from the waist up, washing her armpits in the sink. That was a bad noise, but that's a good story. One Thursday night during the final song, one of our weird sisters came into the hall in a complete clown costume with a huge bunch of balloons. After the amen, she tried to hand out candy to the kids. That's fucked up. I don't know what to say about that. The presiding overseer's wife punched my mom in the face after being out in service together. Apparently she got away with it. They reprimanded her and my mom for aggravating her. My mom never hit her back until a few years later when my mom had drank a little too much wine and yanked pieces of her hair out. My mom was usually easygoing, but nobody could stand that man's wife. I love it. A guy brought his pregnant dog to the meeting and left her in his truck where she had puppies. He kept running in and out saying, "She had another one!" All through the meeting. Rural Wyoming, It's brilliant. That's an awesome story. And somebody says, I could see us Texans doing that. I think that's a great story. An elder came over to our house to fix some floorboard and brought his friend's child. I was the child too along in a stressful way and didn't want to come out of my room. And he locked me out of my room and was stressing me out, and I couldn't handle people at the time. And the elder slapped the child around the face because he was annoying me and locking me out of my room. Don't like that. Sister sitting in front of me decided she couldn't handle the pimple on the shoulder of the sister in front of her. She reached up and popped it. Actually used her nails on another person's pimple. She said something like, I couldn't handle it anymore, and pinched her. Shit, my wife does that to me. A sister giving a demo with a study who was a stripper. Did demo braless and the nipples were showing real good. Oh, Lord. Oh, Rodney King coming to the memorial and people treating him like a celebrity. Oh, can't we all just get along? Dear me. I remember a few. To make a long story short, we had a mentally challenged young man in the old hall. He would yell out often at the meetings. Hey, I just did that story. We were used to it, but the CEO came that year wasn't. In the middle of giving a talk, the CEO yelled from the platform, who was making all that noise? The boy's mother yelled from the seat to the CEO to stop talking about her son. The CEO apologised and instructed the elders to take her son into the B school since he was so loud. You could hear a pin drop in the hall that night. The mom and her sister were so upset. That's a doozy. You think the Kingdom Hall elders would have warned him in advance that, hey, you might not be used to it, but you're going to get heckled at this talk? Okay, that's lovely. A kid brought a Smurf doll to the meeting, and during the prayer, he jumped up and ran down the aisle screaming, fuck this shit. I'm thinking you're just playing with us there. Okay, another incident occurred where a male and a female vandalised the bathroom. They smeared blood and feces over the walls, left condoms in the toilets. It was so bad we had a local needs on it, and the elders assigned people to monitor the bathrooms. We never found out who did it. Good Lord in heaven. Now somebody says, who do you think did it? We're still gossips even today. A hippie dude that was disfellowship stopped by for the Passover, totally ate the crackers, downed the wine, then stood up and said, fuck all you motherfuckers, and left. Hippie got a free meal and free wine to boot. Awesome. I love it. Let's see if there's any more. We had an elder giving a talk. And just when he got to the line, we will see great signs from the heavens. Lightning hit so close it knocked the power out. And it was pitch black except for one emergency sign. That would scare the bejesus out of you. A brother jumping up during the meetings and slamming a dead mouse with his Bible, causing all the women to scream. He was genuinely a Bible basher. There you go. I was 10 or 12. We had the Kingdom Hall door open in the summer and the fans running, and a striped gopher got in and ran back and forth in front of the stage. It was a welcome diversion. Oh, here's one I've heard a million times, and so have all you. Sex-obsessed elder using double language during talks and making sexual hints. Heard that. People who just liked the Song of Solomon a little too much, didn't they? I knew an elder and a pioneer that got caught making out in a parked car in service by a so-called anointed lady. Both were disfellowshipped. That's best use of their time, unless he was married and it wasn't his wife. Then it was not good. Don't do that. In my cousin's congregation, there was a couple who did the spouse switcheroo, which was gossip for years for them. One bro cheated on his wife with some other married sister in the same hole. The cheaters got effed, divorced their spouses, and they got married. The innocent spouses ended up consoling each other about their failed marriages, falling in love and getting married. The DF couple kept going to the meetings and were eventually reinstated. Nobody could believe that they all kept going to the same congregation after that happened. You think that, right? Now you're going to hear this, right? And you're going to think that couldn't have happened, although here somebody says, I've heard of similar stories. It's true. In my Kingdom Hall, I know of a man, and I've said this before, but if you're new here, it's worth it. Yeah, it's okay. I know of an elder in my hall, right? I'm going to call him Bernie. Her name's not Bernie, but it's very close. Going to call him Bernie. Now, I want to make sure I get the story right. Bernie started dating his transsexual daughter, moving to boy, her girlfriend, a pretty girl, and stole her off his daughter, soon-to-be son, then got disfellowshipped because he had a wife, obviously, and then married the new girl, and now he has a whole new family, and none of the old family talk to him. Thanks for watching The Great Apostate. That's the Kingdom Hall I knew and love. What about yours? Answer below.